I was yesterday on Facebook, a page called ATTN, and it posted a video about how since last year black women are the most educated people on earth, and they're leaps and bounds ahead of everyone in all races of women, and they're so kick ass, and they're doing so much better than everybody, and yet they're paid less. They're paid less, yet they work twice as hard as anyone else, and their pay doesn't equate to the amount of work that they do and the leadership roles that they get. And it's just kind of they're so kick ass, but they're failing at the same time. And it was funny because, and I might include it into the video, but it's funny how um, when they showed the opening video, they had it had clips of Beyonce and Serena Williams and Shonda Rhimes, and I'm kind of like looking at the like, okay, I'm guessing Shonda Rhimes might have a communications degree since she's a producer and director of Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder and all that. But why do you have Beyonce and Serena Williams? I'm like, is Serena Williams a kinesiology major, or is Beyonce a music major, or something? I don't know. Like, why do the thing is that they put women like they're not, their main source of income is not in an educational background. But anyways, I was watching this. I'm still kind of annoyed that other races of men entertain this nonsense that, oh, black women are so much better and they deserve a lot more. And it's like they're not maximizing their potential. They're, like I said before in other videos, they're majoring in liberal arts. They're trying to be justice warriors, and they believe that taking feminist approach in life is going to change the world for better, because everybody's concerned about Donald Trump winning the election and all this racism, white supremacy going on, and you have schools teaching feminism, talking about, well, if you had girls lead and if you had women make more money than the men, then men won't have to work twice as hard, and men won't have to stress about everything. Suicide rates will go down. They'll do that guilt trip logic, and that's very kind of pathetic and sad that you do have a lot of these college courses that sneak feminism. You're But that's why you shouldn't major in liberal arts, because you can't really sneak feminism in nursing. You can't really sneak feminism in robotics. You can't sneak um, feminism in astrology. You can't sneak feminism in computer science. But you can sneak feminism in English, psychology, social work, communications, sociology, or whatever. You can sneak it in there, and I notice with these liberal arts classes is that they do sneak that feminism in really quick. You're taking a humanities course because your university requires it, and you have a teacher who's a feminist, and funny thing, I had a teacher. She was a black feminist, and all that other she liked all that typical feminist bullshit. And it was funny because she told the class that she was a feminist, and she was expecting people to be like, "What? Really?" And she was like, "Are you guys mad?" And like nobody even cared. It was pretty funny. But I think a lot of these women have become feminists just to piss people off. But anyways, back to the issue with black women in college. It's really, to me, I really hate that the media feeds this bullshit with that black women in college, or they're so educated. and they're so single, like because they're working so hard and they're in college for 15 years, and you know, to me that kills me because I'm in college now, and it's really hard to find a woman who isn't single in college. They're always dating or they're always fucking somebody, and I find it kind of odd that there's people saying that it's so hard for an educated black woman to find a man. And it's like I'm seeing all these relationships. I'm seeing you all in these college parties, all you guys having sex and shit. And y'all talking about it's so hard for you to find somebody. Get out of here, man. Another funny thing about it is that um, what I was gonna say. When watching the video, it's funny how you have all these black women who are taking leadership roles. They have the highest position, but they get paid so much less. And to me, it's funny that why don't these black women just link up? Hey, we're going to have. Why don't they say like, okay, hey, we're going to have a business with mostly black sororities. Okay, we're going to have the AKAs. We're going to have the I don't even know my other. I don't know the other sororities that well, but whatever that's out there. I don't know other the other groups or whatnot. Can't really remember their names. I know there's like a red one and there's a blue, maybe a yellow, but whatever. But I'm surprised that you can't have black women link up and do that. I'm surprised that despite all this so-called educated black woman and all these women have these damn degrees, and it's like, how come black kids are still failing? What's up with the crime? What's up with niggas still robbing each other, man? How come a black woman can, open up a business and, she saves her son from a life of crime and poverty? You ask these educated black women, especially, and they just lump shit, man. I swear they'll just lump some shit like they'll just lump women from Virginia College or um, ICDC, and they'll have the nerve to count them as educated black women. It's like, get out of here with your community college degree, you know, that bullshit. But anyways, I get annoyed with black women that black women are this so-called super educated group. And my thing is that I think the most educated group, in my opinion, is Asian men. I notice that a lot of Asian men rarely go into liberal arts. I notice that a lot of them are into some type of science. I have my astrology teacher, my former, not psychology, astronomy. Astronomy teacher. He was, I think he knew astrology and he was good with physics as well. Um, I remember I had another Asian teacher. She was a female. She taught geology. It wasn't, technically it wasn't a lab science, but it's a science nonetheless, I suppose. But I think it's a really a mix of science and social science. But I just noticed this with men or with Asian men, they tend to be more. I noticed that in school, I usually see Asian students in the top floor of my in the building, and the top floor, is usually where you find your math and Spanish. But particularly, I do notice them in the math labs. They're working on equations, and it's funny how you rarely see black folks in that third floor unless they're taking Spanish. But I'm not buying the shit that black women are so much better than black men, because I really get annoyed because it's still feeding into that bullshit that um you know, black. It's because it's always a diss to black men. Like we're not doing enough. We're too busy rapping. We're too busy doing nothing with our lives, and our women are so kick ass. It's still that Willie Lynch mentality of the Willie Lynch um, scenario of trying to big up women, and then we're downing black men at the side like y'all niggas need to stop going to jail and y'all niggas need to get your act together. And it's funny how you never see statistics about black men in college. You never see that. Most of the times when you see black men in school statistics, it's usually the dropout rate or the school to prison pipeline and what else? Black men in oh, that fake statistic that there's more black men in jail than in college. I get tired of that, man. I really get tired of black women. And they're really only there just to be tokens, and they're just there because, you know, they a lot of these white businesses don't want black men, in leadership roles. That's why they're quick to give black women the leadership role because the thing is black women will accept that okay, I have a high position, but I don't make as much as I deserve. They're happy with that. A black man would never be happy with that shit. Like, hey, why the fuck am I getting paid less compared to someone who's only worked here, who's getting paid more than me, yet has only worked here for like what 2 years, and he lacks experience and shit like that. You can't get. Sorry, like I was saying, you can't get black men to be submissive in a lot of these jobs. They're not gonna take L's like that. They're not gonna you know, be grateful of just simply being there. You're gonna have to give them the money to show their worth. But yet again, black women are walking around educated as fuck. Yet they can't even put up a goddamn business together to save black boys, let alone keep black girls from being strippers or being part of the sex trafficking trade, or the sex worker industry. Because I know girls who've thought of getting into porn or who's been stripping, and you still have girls stripping in college. My thing is that damn, you can't even get. Where's this black feminist or black woman union till they can save girls from stripping, so they won't have to they won't have to be in a fucking strip club surrounded by men who don't respect them, and who just want to have a nut busted on their face, and you can't even save them from those men, but you're walking around with your little degree in sociology and you're talking about you're better than me. Shit, my dad didn't really get a college education, but he knows how to engineer. But he knows his engineer. He knows a car inside out, and he's done work in the oil industry and doing drilling and all that stuff. You know, all your damn liberal arts, black women with degrees, but they can only do what talk to you and what fancy terminology and talk to you about women history and shit like that. That's not even a contest. That's not even a contest. But I'm gonna end this video here.